fam? Welcome to Dad's Rules channel. Yo, hope everybody had a good week. Hope everybody has a good start to the week. Want to apologize for not posting a video last week. Had some family things I had to take care of, but I'm back. Today we're going to do paranormal again. A lot of you guys like that. We're going to look at some clips from Fearsome Top 5. Really great channel. I suggest that everybody, go look at their videos, subscribe, give them a thumbs up. Like I said, really a great channel. So let's get started.
Welcome to Fearsome Top 5. What you're about to witness are 10 scary videos of paranormal activity. Number 1. According to a Reddit user, CRS, his sister-in-law recently sent him a clip from her home security camera that's left her unsettled ever since she first watched it. She says she was home alone one day, spending time in the kitchen, when the camera outside detected her walking past the window and automatically began recording. But she wasn't the only one in the video, as it captured something far more disturbing, something she still can't explain to this day. Through a narrow gap in the blinds, his sister-in-law can be seen moving around inside the kitchen. She stepped into the frame, bent over, then walked away moments later. But as she stepped out of view, something else appeared in the kitchen.
Okay, I'm going to pause it right there. How do we know that, first of all, I don't want to diminish anything that anybody says that happens with the paranormal or period, people have their own experiences and all that good stuff. But I have to say, and we're gonna keep on going with this video, but what I have to say is that how do we know that there wasn't somebody else in the house with her? So let's continue, guys.
The dark silhouette seemed to follow her as she walked away. The shadowy figure stood completely upright, seeming to be staring directly at the woman as it trailed behind her. This doesn't look to simply be her own shadow, and if anything, it looks more like a shadowed person. Number 2.
All right, let's stop it right there. Again, how do we know that it wasn't somebody behind her, walking behind her? How do we know that this wasn't all fixed to make it look like, somebody was following her? So on this one, I'm just going to have to say, nah, I'm not going to believe it. It's just too many, things that could be going on for me to even say, or anybody to really say this is paranormal. This is kind of like it could be, but you don't know. Like I said, we don't know if it's a shadow. We don't know if it's somebody following her. By all means, it could be somebody following her. She caught it on camera. Or this could be another situation that somebody once clicks and they decided that, they were going to do a film or, do a mock-up video to get clicks. So that's just my opinion. We're going to give this a nah. Because I can't sit up there and honestly and logically say that that was real. So let's go on to number 2.
In October of 2024, a man named Claymore relocated to Tennessee for work into a new apartment. For the first few weeks, everything seemed completely normal. But about a month later, the atmosphere inside the apartment began to change, and Claymore quickly realized something wasn't right. While live streaming on Twitch one day, he noticed movement behind him. As he turned around, he watched in disbelief as his closet door slowly opened on its own. And that unsettling moment was only the beginning. Over the following months, he began hearing unexplained scratching noises, heavy footsteps, and ghostly voices, while doors throughout the apartment would open and close by themselves.
All right, I'm going to pause it right there. When you have experiences like that in your home, first of all, I hope and pray, my Savior's great, that I don't ever have experiences like that in my home. But if you got experiences like that in your home and you continue to live there and, you don't do anything about it, I'm just saying that's bugs. So, you know, we're going to continue. Sound like this brother got a lot of things going on in his house.
Cells. He knew something strange was happening, but he was worried that no one would believe him. So he installed multiple cameras throughout the apartment. And
again, my wife is not letting me install cameras in the house for this very reason.
Didn't take long before those cameras captured the evidence he'd been hoping for.
Okay. All right, the chair's moving, but I could say, what if there's a string? Okay, let's see what else. All right, yeah, that's kind of weird. I still always say, you know, or I logically think to myself, why is that camera pointed in that particular position?
But Claymore was asleep one night. One of his cameras captured something on a satellite. A chair in the living room slowly slid away from the desk, as if someone had pulled it. Moments later, the sound of footsteps could be heard through the apartment, followed by the sound of objects being moved around. On another night, as Claymore was trying to sleep, he heard the familiar sound of knocking coming from somewhere in the apartment. Sensing something was about to happen, he grabbed his phone and started recording. And what happened next made it nearly impossible.
Oh man, alright, let's see what's going on.
I was literally just on the phone talking to my family about this.
All right, let me pause it right here. So he's living in an apartment. So we all know that apartment buildings, the walls are very thin, and you got neighbors either to the left or the right of you, or you got neighbors on the top or the bottom. So the knocking, I don't know. If this was a private residency, then I might say yes, even though I know that pipes will at times cavitate in homes, but we're going to give this brother the benefit of the doubt and continue watching. Okay, so I think I discussed this on the last video. With doors that move like that, we could say that the house is settling, but this is an apartment complex, so I'm going to say no to that. Then I'm going to say that the way that the door moved. So let's just say that the foundation was uneven or the framing was uneven, right? It just would have moved in that one direction. What I noticed in this particular case, that door moved one way and then moved back the other way. So that's not faulty framing or faulty foundation. So something definitely going on. I don't know why he's still in that bed, but you know, something's going on.
The moment he started recording, with 3 loud knocks echoed through the apartment. Unsure where they were coming from, he slowly panned his camera around the room. And as he stared ahead, things took a terrifying turn as his bedroom door began to swing shut. He couldn't believe his eyes, and although he knew he was all alone, he still went to check, only to confirm that no one was there. And the more time that passed, the worse things seemed to get.
Yeah, he got something definitely going on in there. Seen the brother works out so he could beat the ghost down if he had to. And yeah. Oh. Okay.
Just as before, something seemed to move the chair. Disembodied footsteps moved through the room, and for the first time, an EVP was caught. A disembodied voice that sounds like it's saying, but I can't. Hearing this voice makes blood run cold, as if I had just heard the spirit responsible for all this activity. Eager to catch more evidence, he decided to let his webcam record overnight. And this is what he discovered in the footage.
Alright, so the video you're all about to see is basically a series of clips I took from about 8 hours worth of footage that I filmed overnight using my laptop's external webcam. So the events in the video did not happen in as short of a succession as portrayed in the video. They're basically just a bunch of snips that I combined together instead of showing you 8 hours worth of footage.
All right, seems like he has a lot of activity in his apartment. We're going to talk about this in detail when this video ends.
From the chair moving to the doors opening and closing on their own, Claymore is confident that something was in his room that night. A chilling thought, considering he was dead asleep while this was all happening around him. Number 3.
All right, let's talk about this. At first, I was like a big nah. But I think what really caught my attention was how that door moved. So let me explain this, that with paranormal activity, you have either residual energy or you have what is called a haunting. And if you experience items moving around and all that, you have what is called a poltergeist. Very much like the movie that we all seen when we were young. Poltergeist is just German for normal, noisy ghost. In this particular instance, there was not only the EVP, you know, and I believe everybody knows where the EVP is now, but we heard the voice, but we continue to see things move around. So looking at this video, this response, what this guy has done to go and show that he has a haunting in his house. Now, mind you, this haunting, he could be having this activity now, and a couple of days later, it'll stop, you know, or it will just continue. And it might be just to that particular apartment. So, you know, that's something that, you know, even if he leaves, he might want to get himself cleansed. He might want to go to the church or whatever to have himself cleansed. So, all right, off to number 3.
A woman named Anika usually posts videos of herself and her friends on TikTok. So when she uploaded a clip from her home security camera instead, people immediately took notice. What the camera captured quickly caught viewers' attention, with the video racking up more than 500,000 views.
Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. All right, and I want to talk about this. A lot of paranormal investigators and on particular TV shows, I'm not going to name them, that comes on the Travel Channel, would talk about orbs. Orbs being energy created by people that are no longer with us, right? So again, once again, I do believe that there's life after death. I do believe there's a heaven and a hell. I do believe that some people are trapped or they do not want to go to the light, and they will stay around looking at family grow up and all that. That being said, this particular orb had a shape. So, you know, you want to sit up there and give it a nah if it possibly looks like a bug, or it could be in an area where there's a lot of dust. Now, I saw something very similar to this, me and my wife, me and Mama Rules, when we was watching another YouTube video where this particular female didn't realize it, but we actually saw something very, very, very similar to that come down the stairs and turn. So this is going to be interesting, y'all. And it seems like he got a cat in there and the cat picked up on it. So let's get back to it.
At 3:52 a.m., motion in the living room triggered the security camera, but once set off is difficult to explain. A strange white anomaly suddenly darts into frame before slowly drifting across the room. At first glance, it resembles a loose thread or a strand of hair, but its movement doesn't quite match either as it glides through the air in an unusual way. Then just as the anomaly reaches the bottom of the wall, something even stranger happens. A cat suddenly appears at the exact same moment and in the exact same spot where the anomaly.
Now I'm going to stop it there. I believe I might have mentioned this the last video I did. Children are very susceptible to the paranormal because their minds are more open. Animals are definitely susceptible to the paranormal. So it doesn't strike me that this particular cat is acting like this. Especially when the orb floats down towards that way and the cat comes around the corner. So
anomaly disappeared. It's entirely possible that this is nothing more than a coincidence. But many viewers at Nika's comments were convinced they had just witnessed the anomaly somehow transformed into a cat. Number 4.
all right, so on that particular one, we are definitely going to give a WTF. And the reason why I'm going to say WTF on that one is because I know that energy doesn't die. It just, you know, forms, it goes into other forms, you know. So in this particular case, and knowing what I've seen in me and Mama Rules seen previously on the video, seeing that, you know, I am definitely going to say what the on this particular one. So we're going to do one more. Let's see what number 4.
In the middle of the night, a home security camera overlooking a quiet suburban backyard captured something incredibly bizarre. The next morning, the homeowner Charlene checked the motion notification, but she wasn't prepared for what was in the footage.
Okay.
At first glance, she thought it was simply her cat that triggered the camera. That was until another small creature appeared.
All right.
Her cat stared into.
That could be anything. That could be a possum. That could be a raccoon. That could be anything. That don't necessarily mean that that has to be a little leprechaun or a little midget running in your backyard. So let's continue.
At the fence, clearly focused on something. Moments later, a small black creature lunged toward the cat before chasing it across the yard. The way it moved is incredibly unusual, almost resembling a tiny person rather than an animal. Many viewers in the comments believe Charlene had captured a duende on camera. In folklore, the word duende is often translated as goblin or little elf. Across many traditions, duendes are described as small humanoid beings said to make unexplained noises, move or hide objects, open and close doors, and play tricks on families. Witnesses commonly describe them as standing around 2 to 4 feet.
Okay, I have to pause this. I'm not saying that, you know, there's no such thing as goblins, but I never saw Lucky Charms running across my backyard. This just goes to show you that how rumors and urban legends and all that, you know, they are passed down through generations and so on and so forth. I still believe that that could have been a raccoon, that could have been a possum, that could have even have been another cat. So.
Tall, with thin childlike bodies, unusually large eyes, quick darting movements. From this description alone, I think I might just be convinced. But what do you think? Number 5.
All right. So that's all 4 videos for this week. You know, I want to thank everybody. You know, you guys are wonderful. We're going to do this every week. Like I said, I want to apologize about last week. I had some family things that I needed to take care of, but I definitely appreciate you guys. If you guys like this type of videos where we give, you know, other YouTubers spotlight, and we discuss these videos, we either say, whoa, or we say, nah, this ain't real. Do me a favor, give a thumbs up to like the video, leave comments, and by all means, subscribe. And then till next week, this is Dad's Rules saying peace out. Have a good week.